And report! Hello YouTube! Here we are with our report from the Warhammer Underworlds II Dragons Gaming Club tournament in Halle, Brussels, which we went to a bit over a week ago. And we went to play at the local gaming group's location, Mishra's Playground, on the Nino's Steenweg in Halle. The store has a nice cellar gaming room, and this is where the magic or the bloodshed, depending your type of warband, would be taking place. So, of course, all players duly went to inspect the tables to check if all the screws were still in place. Now, we have 8 participants. You can see them here, what they played. And that didn't have any duplicates, so that's pretty cool. So we all went to look for treasure and fame in the underworld. The format was Nemesis, and I took my Elathain Soulraid that I've been trying out the last weeks, mixed with a bit of Force of Frost. So having met and defeated Johan, the tournament organizer, a few weeks ago, I looked forward to this tournament as it promised to be a fun atmosphere. Registration went through T3 and we ended up with 8 seats filled out of the 12 available. Apart from a few non-ranked players, 2 in total, I was the lowest T3 ranked player present with my 25th place, which I still owe to an event from 2020, and my points were really dwindling. So I hope to end somewhere in the soft underbelly of the ranking and add some points to that tally. My first round paired me against Johan and his Strifeful Discord again, so that would be a rematch from his visit to the outpost a few weeks ago. Please do note, as this is a tournament with a playtime clock, I didn't interrupt the games for mouse picture takings as I do with my casual games. The Soulraid started slowly as usual, taking a 3-2 lead, but a strong second turn from Johan brought the Discord to 6-9. A final offensive though, and the doom and gloom, how I love that game objective, netted me a close 12-9 victory in the end though. So it brought me to the second round, and that brought me against the Antwerp player Philip and his Black Powder Buccaneers. Now with all these little 2-wound critters, I didn't fear this warband too much, to be honest, as my aggressive deck and gameplay would be able to mince through them. This duly happened, round 1 putting me at 6-2, then going 9-5 for the second round and clocking in a 17-9 victory after the final third round. Which brings me back then in the lead together with Ostap. And well, we would face off in round 3 after the lunch break, and I was against his Domitan Stormcoven. Oddly as I was there, not so for Ostap, who is a solid competitive player. I don't know exactly what happened during this game, but soon he had lost one of his wizards and Domitan himself, the Soulraid rushing over them like a tidal wave and scoring a massive 16-8 win, leaving me alone in the lead after a game where while I started with a 3-2 lead and came 6-7 behind in the second round. The floodgate in points was opened in that last round, cycling through cards to score as much as possible as all his warriors were killed off by the beginning of round 3. So being focused on this rather intense game, I did forget to take an in-game picture, so here is his warband, sorry for that. So yeah, that led to the inevitable Ephelim's Pandemonium, played by Peter, and so together with Philip I now had played all the persons in the car that drove to Halle. The only thing I needed to do was not lose, but he started out like a rocket, quickly wounding my warband gravely and taking some out, resulting in a 3-8 lead for him after round 1. But in the second round it happened. With a roll of 3 crits on 3 dice, Elathain himself took down Ephelim, and while still behind in glory points, the race was on in turn 3 as the Soulraid was now trailing 10-13. And how close a race that became as he scored left and right some cards while I could toss out my big point gatherers, resulting in an 18-18 draw at the scoreboard in the end. And tournament official, please take notice, we did use the participation gifts well in this game. That meant that although Ostap scored more victory points, glory points in the end, my undefeated track record in tournament points held in the win with 3 victories and a draw. As I could get the first pick as such in the prize support, which were 3 Age of Sigmar character blisters, I fiddly took the Idenef Tidecaster, of course. Now Elathain will retire and the next warband will be brought out to play until the next event I participate in. And my conclusion for the band: the fish is good, period. It scores on average 5 glory a game without being able to do anything bar just being there. I also built a deck and played them hyper aggressively, hence why I took the old school starter set board, as this allows me to set up really close to the enemy. The Soulraid for some reason tends to actually get behind in points during their second turn when they are inspired, but do enough damage to start scoring big in the final turn and often table their opponent. which happened to me twice in this tournament as well, totally wiping out the opponents, both the Buccaneers and the Storm Coven, while leaving only a sole survivor in the other 2 games, and it was something that happened in my casual games as well often. Now, there was of course the best painted segment, and here are all the warbands, including a one by a non-participant, as Simon, who made the participation tokens shown here, couldn't play due to family affairs. So here are all the warbands, plus 1. We have Philip's Buccaneers, then Ostap's Domitan Storm Coven. These are my Elathain Soulraid, of course. Johann's Striceful Discord, Peter's Evelyn, and then Vincent's Grimwatch. And then we had the top 3 for the painting competition, which was won by Simon with his Gnarlwood Spirit. How the hell? I can't remember the exact bar name. You know, the guys that came in Gnarlwood. It's pretty cool. The animals are magnetized to show their beast side. Then the other IDNF band present, Keritis Rainers by Tim. And finally Victor with his Dread Pageant. So yeah. Now it was only waiting until Wednesday after the tournament to see how much my victory actually scored me in tournament in T3 points. And behold, I'm currently number 1 in Belgium. It's only gonna last until the tournament that I run myself, probably in June, 16th of June. But yeah, I screenshotted it, just, well, maybe I hang it above my bed or something. Because this was actually, in all my wargaming career, the first tournament I actually solidly won after a heap of top finishes. But yeah, talking about the tournament in Ekeren, here's the flyer. If you're around, you wanna come by, jump over to T3, register, and I'll see you there then. Thanks for listening to my ramblings, and until the next time for more Underworlds, or whatever I'm posting here. But yeah, mostly Underworlds, so take care and bye bye!